What would $100,000 a month do for you? What would $100,000 going in your bank account of just pure assignment fees do for you, your wholesaling real estate business, you financially, and really your entire life? Guys, in this video, I'm going to give you my entire $100,000 a month business guide, business systems for you to actually go out here and make as much money as possible in your wholesaling real estate business. Guys, this is going to be seriously like a huge 100K a month business boot camp thing. If you're going to pay thousands of dollars to go behind a stage and learn how to do all this stuff, this is going to be the info I'm going to give to you. If you want to learn how to get to $1 million a year, that's right. This is the video where we're going to break down how to make $1 million per year. I'm going to give you my business structure. I'm going to show you how much I pay my people. I'm going to show you exactly how to go there, especially from making no money at all, and actually how to scale. This is going to be the video for it. And if you are somebody out here that wants to go out here and actually scale your business, this is going to be the video for you. This is going to be not for the faint of heart, but this is honestly the stuff that I wish somebody taught me. Unfortunately, I had to learn the hard way, trials, tribulations, and all these things, and really just going to share with you exactly how you can do it so you can have as much really success as possible. And so you can be rich, make a ton of money, and really go out here and make all the cash possible and live the wholesaling real estate business of your dreams. So if you're excited to go out here and start making $100K every single month in wholesaling real estate, this is going to be it. We're going to share everything today. We are unveiling my entire business and exactly how you can copy it for wholesaling success. So I'm excited. I'm ready to go. So if you're ready to go, you're ready to make a ton of money, let's get into it, guys. Do me a favor. Make sure we get forward to it. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe. I'm telling you guys, I'm giving you about $3,000 worth of wholesaling real estate game. A lot of people can sell a course for 10 grand, how to scale up your wholesaling business. I'm giving it to you for free. And the gurus that watch me, they know this is the same exact stuff. And honestly, I make a lot more money than gurus in wholesaling, so nothing they can do. So let's get into it. Let's get it going. Let's cue the intro and let's make a ton of money in wholesaling real estate. Woo!
Get the fuck out of bed, bitch. Go. Get up, again, they got go. Time to wake up, bitch. Get up. Get up, bitch. Get up.
Oh, yeah. Let's go, guys. We're ready to go. We're excited. We are getting out of bed. We're going. And I'm excited, guys. Sorry, we had a little technical difficulties on this, but these gears ain't going to stop it. You already know what we're going to do here. So we're going to break down exactly how to make $100K a month, flipping houses, wholesaling real estate, whatever you want to call it. You can do it either which way. But really, when it comes to scaling your wholesaling real estate business, I'm telling you, there's only one really easy way to do it. And that's from just starting from, the bottom and then just moving your way up. Now, I'm going to tell you a big secret. And this is because I'm not charging you $7,000 to go on my grandpa's yacht. All right. And learn wholesaling real estate on a scaling thing. We got our nice watches and we're eating our caviar and we're talking big talk, right? I got my suit on. I'm not doing this. Okay. What I'm actually going to do is show you how to scale a business effectively in wholesaling real estate. Most real estate wholesaling gurus, scaling people that tell you to scale it, most of them haven't scaled a business before or their own wholesaling business. They don't show HUDs, they don't show deals like we do, but we always do that. We always show exactly what we do. They always copy one person and they always copy one system. And it's probably the greatest system I've found on scaling a wholesaling real estate business effectively. How to pay people, how to train people, actually how to keep a business like that rolling. And honestly, it's a book. It's called Traction from Gino Wickham. It's a $17 book. And basically what this book does, it really just shows you how to build create a vision and scale up pretty much any type of company. It's very general for just small time businesses and scaling them up. They call it the EOS, the Entrepreneurship Operating System. I think it's a great book. But what I'm just letting you guys know, this is a big secret. I'm going to get in trouble for exposing this, but this is the truth. Most gurus copy this book word for word, and then they'll sell you a $6,000 course on how to do it. That's it. Like literally, if you were looking to scale up a wholesaling real estate operation, you just go there and it's all in there and it shows you exactly how to do it. It's actually crazy how it works. But you go here, it'll tell you how to pay people, how to train them, what your thing should say, and all this stuff. So like, for example, I scroll in this book. I'm going to look here. This gives me pretty much what your revenue should look like and the teams you should have year 1 through 3. Like it's very fascinating how, year 2 to 3, and how to actually scale up effectively without really causing too much issues with everyone and issues just in your wholesaling real estate operations. So once you understand how to scale it up, the evolution of what a business should look like and all these things, you'll really go out here and start making a ton of money. And so honestly, in wholesaling real estate, this is what they all do. They all copy this book. They all do that. And honestly, if you can learn exactly how to use the principles in this book into a wholesaling real estate operation, and then you actually go out here and implement what I have to say, it's almost impossible not to make 100K in this business. So if you're looking to go out here and do it and really scale up your operations, this is the way I'm going to tell you to do it. This is the way that you're going to make a ton of money in wholesaling. This is the way you're going to do it. And so what I'm going to do is just share with you exactly. So everyone, just one more time, traction from Gino Wickham. That's how you do it. But from a guy that's actually read the book, used the book, and dealt with that book before, what I can tell you is that book's great for like general wholesaling real estate stuff, but it won't do the entire thing. It'll give you about 80% of the game on how to scale your wholesaling operation. And unfortunately, me personally in wholesaling real estate, I actually had to do it all myself and learn what the extra 20% was with Rick. And so this is what I'm going to tell you to do. That book's probably amazing, $17. If you're looking to scale up an operation, it's worth it. But that book really tells you how to get like 20 employees and 25 employees. And it's not the most perfect one out there, right? Obviously, there are better ones to do, like videos, like just for wholesaling, like I'm doing today. So if you got like $1 million and that's your goal, right? You got $1 million, sure, get the employees, do all these things. But in my personal opinion, I would probably say you can make $1 million solo in this business too. So what I'm going to show you today is how to make 100K a month solo, which is a lot of work, but it is possible. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. And I'm going to show you how to make 100K slowly with a team without really spending any of your own money. That sounds pretty cool to me. So let's get into it and let's really just share what I think is the best key to do it and what you honestly can do. So when we look at scaling up an operation, right, here's the truth. We're at about $1 million a year is the goal, or like, 100K a month. Now I know my handwriting's terrible, but that's the goal. All right. We want to make that money. We want to get rich. We want to make all this cash. That's kind of the goal for it, right? Now, to make $1 million, honestly, when you're doing the math here, that's probably going to come down to 67 deals a year. That's, in my personal opinion, that's what I've pretty much figured out. About 67 deals, more or less, is what it's going to look like. It could be more, it could be less, it could be all these things, but honestly, about 67 deals at about 15K a deal is probably going to be where $1 million is going to be at. And a lot of people see that $1 million to get really stressed out. Like, oh my gosh, how do I do this? Oh, really, if you really want to break this down and just simplify it, it really comes down to more or less 6 deals, 6 a month. That's really it. 6 deals every single month. That's the way. If you want to make $1 million, you just got to do 6 deals a month. Now, if you can effectively get to 6 deals a month, I don't think you should have any problem in your wholesaling real estate business. Once you got 6 deals a month, that's honestly the goal. So now we know we got to do 6 deals a month. I don't think you're going to get too stressed out over that, because once we figure out 6 deals a month, we can just reverse engineer the math on that and figure out what we can do, right? And so my best obvious advice, and everyone says this, like, how do I start? Do I go solo or do I get a team starting out? In my personal opinion, this is a pretty easy flow chart to do, all right? Now, you just got to look at your own business, all right? Ask yourself this question. Are you making 100K a year? I think this is a legitimate question and something you need to ask yourself. Are you making 100K a year? If the answer here, we have a yes and a no, right? Honestly, what I found, if the answer is no, go make it. And then we kind of go back to this thing. Oops. That's honestly what I found. I hate to say it, but if you have not made 100K a year in wholesaling real estate, I don't think we should be focusing on scaling to 100K a month. The point of scaling to 100K a month, and this is just what I tell everyone, this is the easiest way to do it. Go from making 100K a year. And then what we're just going to do, we're going to make this like an equation, and we are just going to 10x the result on that, right? We're just going to multiply how much we're making by 10, which will make, $1 million a year, right? Oops. Boom. Pretty simple, pretty stupid, but I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer to say that, but it's the honest truth about scaling up a wholesaling real estate business. So we got to make 100K a year first. Once we hit 100K a year, we got to figure out how I'm going to 10x that result to make $1 million a year. And a lot of people complicate. It's actually not that difficult. And so the thing is, now we're at 100K a year. So let's do this. So if yes, then you got to make that decision. Once you make 100K a year, should you do solo? Should you not do solo? What do you do? Here's what you got to look at. Do 100K for the year. And I kind of have this little system I've been telling people a lot because it's honestly the truth. But you just got to look at how many hours are you putting in a week, right? This is the honest thing. How many hours are you putting in a week to make 100K a year? That's the only question you really have to ask yourself. If you figured out that you were putting about 40 hours a week, 40 hours a week, that means to 10x that result to make $1 million, you in turn have to do 400 hours a week. Now, 24 times 7. I mean, let's say you work 12 times. I mean, there's not even 400 hours a week for a single person to work. This is the main issue. Like, right? Like, this isn't good. I can't work 400 hours a week. What am I going to do? Like, this kind of sucks, right? Here's the thing. Of course, you can't work 400 hours a week, but you need to work 400 hours a week in your current wholesaling real estate business to make $1 million. So what do? If this number seems impossible, then we're just going to have to get a team. I mean, 400 hours seems impossible, but with 400 hours a week, right? So if I'm looking to make $1 million, I got to work 400 hours a week. You can do it like this, all right? Let's see what your 40 hours a week consists of, okay? This is the secret to scaling, all right? And I know this isn't the sexiest video in the world, but I'm just telling you guys the secrets of scaling up a wholesaling operation that no other guru says. We're going to probably do 8 hours that week in basically, let's do drawing for dollars. Maybe we put 4 hours into cold calling. So on the marketing side, we're at like 12 hours. All right. Let's say, yeah, we'll say that. We'll do 12 hours. Let's say you spent, let's add an extra one on that, right? Let's do 22. Say we did 22 hours of marketing. Oops. Spent 22 hours marketing. I look on the acquisition side, and let's say you spent 4 hours on follow-ups and then appointments. That means on this side, 22 hours, you spent 4 hours, and let's say you spent 26, right? 14 hours, because you really suck at cash buyers, I don't know, on just basically dispo. 14. So that all comes into 40 hours, right? Okay, that's your regular week. You make 100K a year doing that. And that's not terrible, right? That's not a terrible thing. But now we figure out, we do the math here, okay? Just call this marketing. 18 and then 4, right? We're just going to have zeros on everything. That's pretty much it. So 180 hours, 40 hours, 40 hours, and then 140 hours. That's it. I can't do this all myself, right? This makes zero sense. Well, here's the cool part. 180 hours, 40 times 3. Let's do 4. Let's do 4 cold callers. 40 hours on the drying for dollars side is probably going to be 3 drying for dollars people, probably at $15 an hour. Follow-ups, keep that for yourself. Let that be solo, right? We'll make you be the solo guy in there, and then we'll have a dispo VA. Dispo VA probably do that too. It's probably going to be 4 of them, and you see how much they're going to cost you. So it's going to spend some money, but this is how you're able to do 400 hours of work to make $1 million a year, right? You want to get $1 million a year. You're just going to have to 10x the results. And you got to do that by scaling out and finding employees to do the work for you. That is the goal. And that is actually how you go from 40 hours of work to 400 hours of work without actually you working anymore. You just change the methods that do it. And so when we look at scaling up and we look at a wholesaling operation, okay, we look at the MVT. All right. Everyone knows MVP, but this is going to be the most valuable time. Guys, time is the most precious commodity we have as human beings on earth. And so we got to figure out what's our time best spent in wholesaling real estate. We'll have the lowest tier, and then we'll have the highest tier. Okay. Honestly, what I have found, and we'll kind of make it a scale like this, the highest value that we have in wholesaling real estate is probably closing sellers. Closing sellers still to this day will probably be the most valuable part. I can't hire a VA to go do that for me and get really good results. But cold calling, just asking people if they want to sell their property for 8 hours a day, I could probably, it's the least valuable of my time because I could hire someone $4 or $5 an hour to do that. And then from there, we kind of have more stuff, right? We have follow-ups, which I can get someone to do it, but if they mess up, it's not good. And then you have dispo. Then really marketing at the end of it is really the least. Now, this is, I know, very like a big contradiction of what I usually say, because I always say, hey, marketing is the most important part of wholesaling real estate. And that is 100% completely true. But you got to remember with marketing's stuff that you can scale out really easy. Like me texting people if they want to sell their property, I can hire someone $5 an hour to do that. I can't hire anybody $5 an hour to do this really elite. I can get really cheap people for elite to do these things though. And remember, if you have 10 people calling, that's better than one good person. And it's kind of like the economies of scale on a battlefield, right? Of course, we looked at 300. And everybody loves that movie. And it is sort of a true story. The hot gates and that great stuff. I love that. I absolutely love that movie. I love history. I love listening to that stuff. But, 300 men did take on 100,000 Persians. It's amazing. But the problem was, yes, those pound for pound, the Spartans were way better warriors than the Persians. You got 10 versus 10, it's over. Unfortunately, for the Spartans, when you have 100,000, you can hold them off for a while, but 100,000 is still going to overtake the 300. And so that basically means 10 people cold calling VAs, even if they have accents. Overall, at the end of the day, after a bunch of weeks, they're going to do 400 hours of calling, is going to beat your 40 hours of calling just because there's so many of them. And the overwhelming majority of calls going in, you're just going to get a lot more low-hanging fruit, and that's how it works. So you got to look at your most valuable time. And so this is when I look to scale out an operation. I scale this one first, So I hire the cold callers first. I hire the marketing team first. And then from there, I'll hire a dispo person, a junior acquisitions person, and then someone to close my deals for me. It works in that order. So whenever asks, how do I start scaling up my wholesaling real estate operation? Seriously, all you have to do is start scaling from the bottom all the way to the top. That is it. And so when you look at doing it solo, you can do it all yourself, but you're going to have to do like $30, $40, $50,000 deals. And that is possible, but for most people, they can't really do that. So you got to be very, very important. So I have this thing. This is really my 100K a month action plan I've been telling everyone to do. And then after I give you the action plan here, I'm going to really give you exactly my plans of exactly how to go out here and structure your business. And so really, this is going to be my action plan guide. Your road to 100K a month. This is really simple. This is really rudimentary, but it's really probably the best roadmap you're going to get for scaling up a wholesaling operation. And it's really 4 questions. Okay. We're going to put this in red because it's important. All right. Number 1, look at your income. This is how I tell everyone to scale up their operations. Look at your income. All right. We'll get a little box right here so we can do our little worksheet. All right. Number 2, after we look at our income, remember, what's our income for the year in wholesaling real estate? How much money did we make? First and foremost, we got to look at our income. And then what we're going to do is just divide your income by the desired amount you want to make. So probably in this video, we want to make $1 million a year, right? In assignment fees, cold hard cash. We're going to divide that by $1 million. So we'll make a little box right here. We're just going to do divide, and then we're going to do $1 million. So let's do this for example. I currently make $75,000 a year. Let's just use this as an example. I make $75,000 a year. That's probably the average guru probably makes in assignment fees. I would say if they're not broke, but you know, they don't make much money. It's kind of sad. So I'm assuming a guru is watching this and they want to learn how to make more money. And really, let's do this. All I'm literally going to have to do is divide that $75,000 by that. Okay. And really doing the quick math right here, dividing it. And so I'll just go on here and do it. 75 grand divided by $1 million is going to be 7.5%, which basically means I'm 7.5% away from my goal. That kind of sucks, right? That means I have to minus that by 100%. Sorry, I'm doing that math wrong. I'm about 7.5% away from my goal. Once we figure out we're 7.5% the way there, we got to get to 100%, right? And so really all we have to do is just divide that number by that. So really what I'm going to do is then step number 3, we are going to find our multiplier. Find our multiple. And really how you find your multiple is you just divide that $1 million. So first of all, we know how far we are from the goal. We're only at 7.5%. Shoot, I got a lot more work to do, right? So now what I'm going to do is just flip it. I'm going to divide that $1 million divided by that 75K I made. And that's going to be my multiplier. That's going to be how much I actually have to scale up. So I divide $1 million by 75,000. That means my multiple is 13. What does that mean? Basically, what that means is I'm going to have to multiply my results by 13x. If I could get 13x whatever I'm doing, that is what I have to do. That is my roadmap to $1 million. That is what I call the multiple. And, you know, I kind of quote it as I call people, it's your effort multiplier. So that means your effort multiplier right here. I'll make it all fancy for y'all. Oops, we'll make it darker. The amount of effort I have to put in my wholesaling operation has to increase by 13x. Pretty simple. That's how I make $1 million. Pretty simple. So all we have to do is, next step is now make a plan. Make a plan with 13x more. So pretty simple. So if you are doing, let's just do this. Let's look at the current effort. All right. Let's say I'm doing, do this. We'll make it easier. We'll do a driving for dollars example. Let's say you're doing 100 driving for dollars leads a month. Not terrible, right? Let's say you're doing 1,000 government calls a month. And let's say on top of that, you're putting out maybe 100 letters for, let's say, probates a month. Okay. Let's say that's what it is. And so now we have to give it our times 13. That's going to be our new action plan. So this is pretty simple, but we are just going to times 13. All right. That means if I want to scale this up, I'm going to have to do 1,300 trying for dollars leads a month. I'm probably going to have to do 13,000 government list calls a month, and probably send out 1,300 mailers. I know that's a lot, but if this result is yielding you $75,000, then we have to 13x that and go from there. That's it. I know it seems like a lot, but if you have employees who are actually going to do it for you, it's really not that difficult. It's really not that difficult to do it. And so really, it's, I get in trouble for explaining it this simply, but that's what it is. And all you got to do is just scale slow. And so my top advice for everybody is just to scale slow. You don't have to do that in 1 month, right? In my personal opinion on this, I would start adding, this is what I would do instead, all right? I'd go out here, and of course I know that's the main goal. If I want to make $1 million, I got to start doing that. But I got to scale slow. What I'm probably going to do is I'm just going to add an extra driver. Let's do one driver at, let's say, $12 an hour. And they are going to yield me an extra 100 drawing for dollars leads a month. We're going to start them off slow. Maybe I add an extra one. Maybe I add an extra one the next week. And we just start scaling up one employee at a time. That is it. We're just going to have to start scaling up a little more. Now, I'm not telling you to go hire 50,000 employees, but I'm saying start scaling it up slowly and you'll make a lot more money. Okay, I'm just telling you, you got to scale up very slowly and you'll do well. And eventually you want to get to a point where you have your whole business delegated out. And so you don't really have to work in that business anymore. So everybody asks, Zach, what's the perfect business structure for it? So I'll give it to you. You're going to have to deal with my terrible handwriting, but heck, if you're ready to deal with it, I'll give it to you. Okay. So this is basically my business structure for it. All right. And so if you're a person looking to eventually get to, let's say 100K a month, this is the structure I would say. So you're going to be at the top here. Pretty you, right? You're going to be the top dog. I would say if you want to get out of this business, you don't have to have someone like this, but I think if you want to get out of the business, work 4 or 5 hours, a week in wholesaling like I do, I would probably have a COO who kind of runs most of your operations for you. And then from there, they are going to be doing a lot more different. They're going to basically do every aspect for you, right? And so there's 3 aspects in our company, and for every company that scales, you pretty much got to do. You have marketing right here. You basically have your acquisitions. So you can call it sales, but let's just call it acquisitions to be safe, and then just your dispo. All right. Buyers, marketing, and dispositions. And they are all connected from the COO. Goodness, I have terrible handwriting, but whatever. All right. You kind of see it's like that. Okay, this is written so badly. Let me make it look clean. I know people are going to screenshot this and then I'm going to get roasted. So, all right, let's get really into this. I don't think I helped that at all, but whatever. Okay. Underneath your marketing, let's do marketing for a second, okay? Underneath marketing, you could have a lot of these things, but in my personal opinion, I think you should have a VA marketing manager. Now, this is when you're scaled up, okay? If you didn't pay 10 grand, you probably never even heard what a VA marketing manager is. What they basically do is they train the current VAs to a point. Of course, I'll have probably a COO do it, and sometimes me starting out. But I'd have the VA marketing manager manage all the marketing, make sure everything's going out, and make sure everything's kind of flowing the right way. Some people have an in-house one, but some people don't. But really, a VA marketing manager is probably what you're going to need underneath your VAs. And then from there, you kind of have, I have about 3 VAs I use. Not like only three, but 3 types of VAs. First, you got your cold calling VA. Cold calling VA is going to do cash buyers. They're going to do sellers, kind of that whole thing, right? And then on top of there too, we're going to have basically what we call SMS VAs. Best way to do it, they handle your SMS, smsact.com. That's what they kind of do. Now, I don't want to get in trouble on the other guy. So we'll make another little chart here. And then we got what we call basically the list VAs. Now, the list VAs are just going to pull the list for us, the government list, all these things, and that works pretty well. How much do I pay these people? Pretty simple. Roughly about $50 every single deal that they do. So $50 per deal. And then really just about, it goes up. Our companies, we'll do about $250 basically weekly for them just because we're nice people. Used to be 200, but really we're making a ton of money, so it's fine. And then really for your VAs, depends on what you want to do, right? I do a $4 to $5 an hour base. And then on top of that, I add incentives. So about $25 per appointment. And then we like to pay them per deal too. So we have high margin deals, so we'll pay 50, but if they're lower margins, you can probably get away with 40 a deal. And really, that's the best way to pay the VAs. Now, for the list pulling, they don't get paid per deal. They're about $6, $7 an hour to do it. And really, that's how we pay the VAs on that end. Now, for the acquisitions, we just kind of have an acquisitions manager. So these are basically our sales staff. There's no which way butts around it. Most people only need 1 or 2. They get about 10% of the deal. There's no which way around it. I think you guys got to pay at least 10% of the deal. Like whatever money you make, you got to give 10% of the deal to the acquisitions manager. I'm a huge proponent on paying your acquisition staff as much as possible because I still truly believe they make you the most money. And they're the hardest ones to train because acquisitions managers are actually personally trained by me. I still train my acquisitions managers, and whenever I have to get a new one, I have to stinking train them myself. There's nobody else better than that than me and Rick. And honestly, I don't trust anyone else besides them to do it. And it's a lot of work, but hey, it's honestly to keep the business flowing. That's what it's got to be. On top of the dispositions now too, disposition's actually not that difficult. You have VAs under them too, but I kind of keep the cold calling VAs all in one now. I would say for dispo, you need 1 to 2 agents. These are ex-realtors or current realtors. We have current realtors for ours. And they'll get about 8% of the deal, which I know seems really high, but that's just for wholesaling. Okay, those are for the assignments. They'll probably get about 5%, maybe even 6% of if they list it just flat. If we're just doing a regular wholesale deal. And really, we like to pay them very well. And that's of the profit. Okay. That's not of the whole, like, that's not like a commission. They just get of the profit, right? And then you got your cash buyer VAs too. Cash buyer VAs. Okay. I didn't really mention that on here, but our cash buyer VAs, I think they're $6 an hour. And then I think $25 per buyer they find for us. So pretty simple on that end. And that's really kind of what a decent operation looks like, right? It's not fancy. It's not huge. I think if I count my own operations, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I mean, 15 max, I would say. And so I think I'm kind of at that max point. I think 15 max is where you should be at. I think comfortably you can be at, let's say we don't have a COO, you do it yourself. So I think you can be at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think for most people, if you want to make $1 million, I think 8's probably going to be the best. Once you start getting the millions and tens of millions, you can get to the 10, 12, 13. But I think 8's probably going to be the best one for you there. But honestly, when you're scaling up our operation, I know it's probably mind-numbing, that many type of leads out here. But really, you're looking at the scale up an operation. You're looking to make $100K a month, right? And you're looking to even get above that. You're going to have to start treating wholesaling real estate like a legitimate business, because and once you start treating it like a business, you talk to employees, you actually treat them like real employees, you pay them well. It gets very stressful for most people. And so in my personal opinion, I think you go with the marketing first. That's your first hire. You don't have to do acquisitions dispo first, right? Deal with the marketing. And then from there, I would probably just still get a marketing manager. And then you start getting cash buyer VAs, start maybe getting a real estate agent you can pay on the deals. And then you get an acquisitions manager. Really, I can go forever on how to train acquisition managers and train all these people. But honestly, if you go to freewholesaling.com, my free real estate wholesaling course, I share a lot more on actually how to do all these things. I break down even more into detail. I get a lot of hours of marketing training for VAs, a lot of how to find VAs, how to deal with VAs, all these things. I would probably just go to freewholesaling.com to learn exactly how to do it the right way. But really, that's my honest opinion. If you're looking to scale up a real estate wholesaling operations, just go to freewholesaling.com. You can learn exactly how to do it, and it'll probably lead you to wholesaling real estate success. So that's kind of it on scaling up your operations. I'm not trying to overwhelm you guys with information, but you got to understand that VAs are people too. And if you treat your VAs like actual employees, you ask them how their day is, how their kids, things like that, you'll do fine. But there's a lot that goes into training a VA. There's a lot that goes into scaling up an operation. If you know how to do it the right way, you'll definitely become a lot more successful in this business. So let me know, guys, if you've got any questions. Love to answer them. I'd love to help you out in wholesaling real estate. I know a lot of people out here, they're trying to get their first 100K, not the first 100K a month. But I truly believe that if you do go out here and do the work every day, you might not make $1 million this year, but if you just get 1% better every single day, you'll make $1 million probably in 7-8 years, just because the ball keeps rolling and you just get better and better and better. So it's all at freewholesaling.com. Just go there. You can learn exactly how to do it the right way, and it will lead you to wholesaling success. So one other thing we also want to do is we've always said this announcement, but everyone knows in June, our 30-day wholesaling challenge is coming up. So we are very excited for that. I'm definitely excited for you guys for it. And so that means for the entire month of June, from day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, all the way to 30, from really a beginner's guide. So you can really just not even know what wholesaling is. And you should be able to get your first deal within 30 days with that challenge. So in the Flip with Rick YouTube channel, every single day, day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way to 30, there's going to be a video with supplemental content on it too. So basically day 1 starting out, day 2, what market you should be in, and then they're all sequential. So you'll actually, it kind of helps you and gets a little more advanced. And by the end of it, you should be able to get your first wholesaling real estate deal. We did it last year. It was insane, changed a lot of people's lives. And I know that this year it's going to be even crazier, because I definitely learned a lot from that. And it's all going to be in freewholesaling.com. It's going to be posted in there. So it's all going to be there for you. So I'm excited. So without further ado, let me go out here. Let me answer some questions. We'll do some one-on-ones today too, and really help you guys become the best wholesaler possible. So Omar says discipline's key. I 100% agree with that. Don says, when it comes to tax expenses, how to handle it wisely. I'm not going to be the tax guy expert for you. You know, I think a lot of people are, you know, go buy all these rental properties and it'll help you reduce your tax liability. That is true. A bunch of rental properties will help you reduce your taxes and the expenses and things like that. But I'm just going to tell you the honest truth here. When it comes to taxes and handling it the right way and scaling up, I hate to say it, but a lot of people buy a bunch of rentals for the tax depreciation, which is great. Love it. But unfortunately, they have to start managing all the properties themselves, and they start taking time away from them actually scaling up their own wholesaling operations. It actually ends up costing them time. They save money, but it costs them extra time. They kind of get a job. Now, if you're making a bunch of money and you get property managers and you actually know how to do it the right way and you actually learn for wholesaling.com, you'll be fine, right? And so I think that's the biggest problem I see in the wholesaling real estate industry. A lot of people try to reduce their tax liability by just buying a bunch of rental properties, and they don't know how to buy rental properties. And then it becomes a complete mess. Guys, you're going to have to pay your taxes. I think a lot of people think they don't have to pay taxes in wholesaling. You definitely are going to have to pay them. All right. And if you don't pay them, the IRS puts you in jail. So I'm not the biggest fan of, you guys going to jail for tax evasion. So don't do that. So pay all your taxes, right? I would say for most people watching this, once you get to that, $100K a year, go hire a really good accountant. They'll tell you how to reduce the amount of money you pay in taxes. I'll tell you what I do. I buy a bunch of rental properties. I depreciate them. They make me pay a lot less in taxes, and I'm very smart with it. But I also have a property management company. They manage all the deals I have. They manage the Airbnbs. They manage it for me. So when I make $1 million and I pour $1 million into rentals, I don't get any debt on them. I think right now in this current market, getting any debt on the property is so stupid. And so I actually just buying all my rentals right now for cash. A lot of them are Airbnbs right now, just because in Florida, they are making like stupid returns. Like just cash on cash, it's like, I think it's like 30%. It's crazy. And then that's not including depreciation or appreciation or any of that stuff. I don't know if there's appreciation anymore. So it works out pretty well for me. That's after paying everyone. I consider that. So honestly, that's probably the way I would do it. I just buy cash flowing, producing assets like rentals, but make sure you get a manager on there. First 3, do it yourself. And then I think from there, you just get a manager, you get good accountants, you do it the right way. That's the way I would do it. But overall, if you make 100K, try to get as much write-offs as you can. If you got kids, you can do that, but just get a good accountant. They'll deal with it. It's your time's best spent wholesaling houses. I promise you. All right. And I get a lot of those tax questions. How do I pay 0 taxes, but also don't do any work and then make $1 million? It's everybody wants the best of everything. You got to make a ton of money where you do pay taxes, right? And everyone's like, oh, yeah, Amazon pays no taxes. Well, Amazon didn't make a profit for 4 years. They lost a bunch of money. You ain't making 10 billion a month. Okay. So like, don't act like that. And the depreciation game's good, but it does catch up after a while. So it's very funny, but yeah. Let's see here. T Nero says, Zach, what's the best way to approach cash buyers when you don't have a property under contract yet? Cold calling. I would say the Zillow for rents is probably one of the best ways to cold call. I'd probably go out here and do a cash sale list on PropStream. Those are probably the best ways to do it. Is wholesaling good for mortgage brokers? I know a lot of mortgage brokers are struggling right now because no one's wanting to get mortgages, right? It's so expensive. I'm getting like 6.5, 7% if I'm going to go buy a rental property with, I put 20% down. I'm just going to buy it cash and maybe I'll refi it when I'm at, I don't know, 4%, maybe 3%. But like it's so crazy right now. I got to wait. I don't know if the Fed increased the rates today. I think it's probably tomorrow. I think it's tomorrow, but they'll probably be a quarter point. Heck, who knows? But yeah, is wholesaling good for mortgage brokers? It's like being a mortgage broker, but you make a lot more money and less. It's insane. Let's see here. Carlos said, Zach, I was reverse trying for dollars and it actually works. 2 guys called me, but they got mad and told me that they could press charges for trespassing the property. Trespassing doesn't work like that. You walking on a sidewalk and then up to somebody's door and door knocking on it is not trespassing. Legally trespassing to a point, first of all, it's kind of a gray area, right? If you go to my house and you walk up to my front door, are you trespassing? If you stay on the walkway, I would say no cop's going to arrest you for trespassing, right? You look at the legal definition of trespassing. Legal definition of trespassing is when a person, let's see, door knocking is not trespassing though. Let me see here. Let's see. It's an unlawful entry upon private property. So is door knocking trespassing? Let's see. If you tell them to go away, no. So someone's door is usually not trespassing. So I see all these things. Theoretically, I mean, you could try to go after someone if they do it, but no cop in the right mind is going to arrest you for knocking on somebody's door. Now, if somebody says for you to leave and you don't leave, that's trespassing. You can now, if there's a fence, you hop a fence. Obviously, you can go from there. A lot of things are quote unquote illegal, but you won't get arrested for it, right? And so, for example, if the speed limit's 70 miles an hour and you go 71, I don't know one police officer that's going to arrest you or pull you over for going 71 on a 70, even though it's theoretically illegal. And no right judge is going to grant and prosecute you for that crime. If you go and door knock somebody for solicitation and you use a public sidewalk and you go to someone's door and they say get away and you leave, there's no way you do it. And the cool part is you just put the sticky note on the property, right? You didn't go in someone's gate. You didn't do any of that. You're fine. Don't worry about it. But remember, this is not legal advice, so don't shoot the messenger here. Let's see here. Pray says, what do I do to get the house seller to sign the contract? For wholesaling.com, there's about 3 ways to close a seller, in my personal opinion, that I found have been the best. Number 1, this is probably the best one. It's a good cop, bad cop method. Number 2 is probably going to be the low ball. I like the volley method. You use the dollar bill method. That's probably going to be your best way to really do it. And honestly, if you're asking yourself, how do I get somebody to sign a contract with me? It's probably not the best thing to do. You are not in the business to force somebody to go out here and sign a contract. Either they want to sign it or they don't. You are not forcing people to do it. All right. Like, put that out of your mind that you're forcing someone to go out here and sign paperwork. Either they want to do it or not. It's got to be consensual. It drives me crazy when people are like, oh, I'm going to force you to. You're not doing that. You give an offer. They like it. They like it. They don't. They don't. Whatever. Right. So what we're going to do here is we're going to do some one-on-ones. We're going to help everybody out. So if you want to hop on the one-on-one, talk to me absolutely for free. One-on-one. Just go to Wholesaling Houses for Real. It's our free real estate wholesaling Facebook group. And we can talk to you absolutely for free. So I'm going to show you. All you got to do here. So you're asking how the TC a bit more. I'm assuming you mean title company. If you don't know what a title company is or you don't know how it works for wholesaling, I highly recommend you go to freewholesaling.com. All right? Freewholesaling.com. I do not have 2 hours to break that down, but at freewholesaling.com I do. Right? Boom. Go to freewholesaling.com. It's all there. And then if you went through the whole thing and you have a question, ask me after that. Love to help you out with it. But I mean, I think there'd be seriously something wrong if you watch those videos and you're like, I don't understand it. I mean, it's done very, very easily. So go here, Wholesaling Houses for Real. All you go do is the featured tab. You click that, and there's a StreamYard link right here to join. And you click that, you go in the StreamYard, you'll be behind us, and you'll be able to talk to us absolutely for free one-on-one. For example, just like Jay here, we're going to talk. What's up, man? How are you?
What's up, Zach? I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. How about you?
Awesome. What's up? How can I help you out?
So I got a potential property. I won't say the address. I can give you a zip code if you want. I'm in the Orlando area.
Orlando. Just okay. I don't care.
All right.
I'm not here to get your thing stolen. So
No, yeah. I'm actually looking to potentially partner with you if you want, if you see it's a good fit. So this property, it's 2 separate buildings. It's on 0.68 of an acre. The first building is there's 3 units. So in total, there's 5 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. So they all need window. That whole building needs like a full remodel. It needs paint on the outside, paint on the inside, windows, kitchen, flooring, bathroom. The roof is nothing's wrong with the roof. It's not leaking or anything like that. There's a lot of land there. And then the second building is just it has 2 sheds. It's 1 unit. It's a 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, almost like a studio. Kitchens are all there. It's going to need the same work, windows, paint, kitchen, bathroom, flooring. Now, because it's kind of, 4 units, I did the with no comps, I did the rental rate at the 10%. And so the property needs it has motivation. Now, the seller is trying to sell in 7 days. 7 days. If she could sell today, she'll sell today. She has a lawsuit with her daughter, and so she needs the money. She asked for 400. I lowballed her at. I did good cop, bad cop. I lowballed her at, and I blamed you. I did 275. She was like 375, and then I got her down to 295. So the rental rate she's taking $3K a month. So I looked up on the appraiser site, it's a little bit under $2,200 in taxes. And then I asked her about,
what did Orange County put it for? Tax assessed value. Don't give me the exact number, but give me to the thousandth.
2022, about 100K.
It's the tax assessed is 100K on it.
Yeah.
Geez, that's low.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think 295 is good after looking at it, because she actually told me that it was perfect condition. So nothing's under contract.
You go in person?
I just went. Yeah, I got back.
Do you have pictures?
No, I don't have pictures.
Why didn't you take pictures of it?
I didn't think I was supposed to take pictures, but I wrote down everything. Yeah, I didn't take photos.
Did you write did you make a drawing of what it looks like to me? Come on, man.
It's bad, bro. It's bad. When I say it needs windows,
duh.
I can drive by again and just take photos. I mean, you just won't
inside.
have the inside.
All right. Okay. Bro. All right. So what are the comps showing on this property?
So there's not really comps because it's 3 units in there. So in that 1 building, it's 5 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms in total. So if I went off that, let me see here.
So what's the total under air of all 3 units?
The total what?
Under air square footage.
Under air? What is that?
Okay. The square feet of the property.
Oh, okay. So for the first one, it is 1956. And then the second one is 432 square feet.
What's the third one? You said there's 3 units.
So there's 2 buildings. There's 3 units on the first building. That's at the 1956 square feet. And then the second building is 432 square feet.
Okay. Is this are we talking about Kissimmee area?
No.
Like not
Orlando,
Hood, right?
So I don't think it's like Hood. So Trulio, they kind of switched up their page. They don't really give you like crime, but I mean, I could check on Bard.
Do you live in Orlando?
Yeah.
You know if it's a rough neighborhood or not, right?
I mean, it's not the best.
I've been to Orlando like 20 times. I know what area is rough or not there. So,
Okay.
I mean, it's either you know or you don't. If
There's
you don't
more
know,
ugly houses than nice, I would say. Yeah.
okay, that's different. There could be ugly houses in a good neighborhood. So, looking at this, if it's getting $3K a month,
Mm-hmm.
So what's the rents for the rent rolls on all of them? 3 of them. So what's
I tried to get her to break it down. It's an older lady, but she said 3K in total.
okay?
She didn't break it down for me.
Okay, if she can show proof, that's fine. I found sellers lie to me all the time. If it's getting 3K, it could be possible. Are there leases at all?
I mean, she said they're long term, but one dude, he's on Homestead, so he said he doesn't have much time to live. And then
What's Homestead?
I guess he's dying. I'm not sure. Hospice, that's what it is. Hospice.
Hospice. Okay.
Yeah, not Homestead.
Yeah. Okay. That makes a lot more sense. All right.
Yeah, my bad.
Okay, one guy's in hospice. All right. And what's this law? This is a weird deal. Well, what's the what's the lawsuit for? Is it for title?
I don't know. She said she needs. She was like, "Give me 400K. That's enough."
Jay, what do you know?
What do I know?
Like, you're not knowing much on this, man. You can go to the public record, search her name, and see what the court case is.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can go. You got to figure out: are they suing over the title of the property? Like, you got to figure this stuff out. Is it just?
I don't think it's a lawsuit with that property.
Okay.
Yeah, she just seems like she needs the money, and so she's trying to liquidate. Because she says it gets her good rental a month.
Okay. So 275. Is there a reason why she couldn't do? I'm just. You obviously negotiated with her pretty decently, not terrible. But is there a reason why she's stuck at that 275?
Well, she's stuck at the 295. Well, not stuck because I haven't called her back after I looked at the property. This is before I even looked at the property.
She wasn't there when you went there.
No, she had a maintenance man meet me.
Got it. Okay. And you negotiated over the phone?
Before even looking at the property, I told her, she said it was in perfect condition. I said, assuming it's in perfect condition, I could probably push it to 295, but my partner Zach might kill me.
What? Does she live in Orlando?
Yeah, she does.
Meet her at her house. Say, I looked at it. When's a good time for me to come by and talk to you about it and get an agreement done?
Yeah, she's willing for me to send an email and sign today.
No,
go in person?
Not doing that. We're going to go in person, dude. You know why? This is what I would personally like to do. She's probably, I always ask this question. When's the last time you physically been inside the property, Miss Seller? She'd probably say, I haven't been in there in 4 years. In her mind, it's all pretty and nice.
Exactly.
But in reality, it's ugly. Now, if you were smart and you took pictures of the house, you could go with her and show her the pictures and explain it. But now I don't believe you, Jay. What are you going to do there? You kind of lost your leverage. So this is a lesson for everybody watching this.
Yeah.
I get the pics or it didn't happen, right? So you have the maintenance man. He can back you up a little, I guess. So it's not the end of the world. But you meet in person. I promise you, you'll probably get an extra 30K off if you meet in person. Explain to her all the issues that problem on the property. And because of that, assuming it was perfect 275, but it needs about 40K in work, really what we kind of figured out, it's got to be at 230 or 225.
Right. So assuming it was perfect, I told her 295. So I'll go based off that, or
295. What are we talking here?
That's what I got her a verbal agreement, assuming it was perfect. That's what I told her.
All right.
230.
230.
230. All right, I'll do that.
You know how old the roof is?
She didn't say. She's like, I don't carry that information.
Jay! Bro, you can look it up on the property appraiser.
All right, I'm here on the appraiser site.
Go to the permits, go to the roof.
Permits, values, exemption, taxes.
There's a permit section on there. You can go look at the permits.
Permits. I don't see permits.
Call the property appraiser up and ask how you figure it out. You just got to call them up if you can't find it. I'm not going to go get the address because someone's going to steal it.
Got you.
But let me go in the Orange County property appraiser and show you.
All right, yeah.
I'm being hard on you because you need this info. You know why? If I can go get the info, I can use it as leverage to get the best price possible.
Yeah, I mean, I could take the constructive criticism, no problem.
All right. do Main Avenue, Main Street. That work? Let's see here. Yeah, be under the Port FEMA plot sketch right here. Values, exemptions, and taxes. Ad valerium on there. So we under the property card.
Property card. Boom.
Should be there.
Yeah, I got it. Property description features.
Yeah, it's right there. If it doesn't pop up, just call for the permit on there. Or you can go in the honestly, bro, just go to the public. Just go to public records and search it from there. But just ask her how old the roof is. Orange County always has the roof information on there. It could be on the TP on the FEMA, but geez. Yeah, Orange County's got a lot. I think it's. I just call and see how I can do it if I can't find it. I'm not going to waste any time on this right now. But figure out how old the roof is, and you might be able to get an extra $30K off with the roof.
Okay. On top of everything else.
Go, bro. You need to go in person and just list off all the issues on the property, and then go from there and get it locked up.
All right. All right, I'll do that then. I'll get working on it.
All right, man. Look her name up on public records. You'll find the last permit she pulled, maybe for a fence, maybe for renovations on the property, but it should pop up a permit for that roof.
Okay. When you say public records, are you talking about
Orange County Public Records, Florida.
Public records. All right. All right, no problem. Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
All right. When are you gonna go meet with her?
I'm gonna see if I can meet with her today, as long as I can get that information. If not, tomorrow. So
do it today, even if you don't have the info. You just
do it today.
Speed.
All right.
Act like there's somebody else trying to get the deal too.
Okay.
And then lastly, make sure she's ready to make a yes or no decision before you meet her.
All right. Yeah, I think she already is.
Well, ask her one more time.
Okay.
And then boom, you should be fine.
Qualify.
Let me look at this one thing for you too. Orange County, Florida permit search. Okay. There is a division fast track. Yeah, there's Orange County. Yeah, you can go through the permits on there too. But all right, enough for that. Go out here, get the deal. I think you got this, man.
All right. Thanks, Zach. I appreciate it, man.
Tell me what's your closing line going to be? Let's practice it one more time so you don't screw it up.
My closing line?
Yeah, I'm the lady. All right, Jay, $295. Let's do it.
Well, Zach, I mean, I looked at the property. I mean, we agreed on the $295. You know, assuming it was in perfect condition. But I mean, when was the last time you visited?
You're talking to me. Don't look down. Look at me.
All right. All right.
Close me.
When was the last time you looked at the property? When was the last time you actually went?
4 years ago. About 4 years.
4 years ago. Okay. So has your maintenance man told you anything about the property since? Besides the repairs?
No, we're getting the rent in. It's working good.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, I was just at the property and I actually seen the property and I seen that it's not really in perfect condition. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I mean, yeah.
What do you mean?
Unfortunately, it needs. It looks like the windows are very outdated. A couple of the AC units. I know you don't have central AC, but the AC units look a bit old. They need to be replaced.
Are they working?
They're working, but there's some mold on the units. So, I mean, it's not really
fine.
the best.
It's not like $100. Well, I'll take $100 off of it. Don't worry.
Okay. Well, listen. Other than that, the kitchens are outdated. The bathrooms are outdated. They're not really the best conditions. And I mean, honestly, if we were to kind of buy this thing for cash, I mean, my partner is Zach. I mean, I mean, honestly, like 230 would be where he's at. I mean, how's that sound?
230?
Yep, 230.
You're saying you need $60,000 of work?
Yeah, you have 4 units in total, so accounting for all units, I think I mean, he wanted to do it for 200 flat, but I kind of pushed him a little bit higher, knowing that you kind of need the money for the lawsuit.
Okay. I mean, that's fair.
Okay. All right. So if you don't mind, I have the agreement right here. If you don't mind giving me your signature.
That's pretty good. All right. That was great, dude. See?
Thanks.
I put you on some pressure. You know why? Pressure makes
Why?
diamonds. And when
Makes
you deal with
diamonds?
her, you're going to think about this. The one thing I'm telling you, man, this is a big sales secret. Do not look up. Don't look down. Look straight in somebody's eye. That's how I know you're legitimately doing it, right?
Got
And
you.
so that's the best way. Number one, on top of that, there's 4 units, right? It's 15 grand a unit. That's what we calculated.
Yeah.
Make it simple. 15 grand a unit. Yeah, duh, right? Floor, kitchen, and then the AC units. 15 a unit.
Got you. I was actually going to see if you wanted to help dispo the deal once I get it. I don't know if you're looking.
I'm going to go look at it, dude. This thing could be a complete dumpster fire or an amazing deal, right? I just got to look at it. But I see where she's at that 230. 60 sounds like a lot, but you divide that by the 4 units, it doesn't seem like a lot.
Right.
And so it's the little things. You look her straight in the eye and you let her know. You do that pause really well. You're good. I'm telling you, if you just focus on staring at somebody in their eye and being sincere, you'll do good.
Yeah.
And then you didn't talk about the roof too. Make sure you talk about the roof.
Yeah. I was actually looking at the list source of the property or that zip code, and it's only like 104. Do you think that's like too low of cash buyers, cash sales?
Right, all of Orlando. It's cash flow.
Okay. All right. So I'm good.
Bro, I'd buy that if it's cash flow is enough, but it's probably not a good deal for me. But for a regular cash buyer, probably will be.
Okay. All right. Is there the only way to contact you is through the lives, right?
You can DM me support at Flip with Rick, the contract. Come back on. I'll remember you and I'll ask you how the deal went.
All right, no problem then.
All right.
All right, later, man.
Later, Jay. Just understand, I make it hard trying to close me because when you actually do it with the lady, it's gonna be so much easier.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, man. Go after it, dude. You got this today. All right.
All right. Thanks, Zach. Later, man.
Perfect. Love it. Kobe Bryant always said that if you make practice harder than the actual game, the game actually becomes easy. That's all you got to do. And so make sure you guys get the data out here. Guys, don't skip on the data. Information is everything. Information is power. And so if the seller's having a lawsuit, look up the lawsuit publicly with their name, and you can figure out some very key stuff. It's very interesting. It's very, very interesting. Andres?
Hey, Zach. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. What's up?
Hey, Zach. I just had a couple questions. I'm not really new to wholesaling, but I've only had a deal under my name. Started back in November of last year with an agent. I completely ruined that relationship. But one thing that Rick said is that having a real estate license while doing wholesaling might put you into tough positions. I do happen to have a real estate license. I'm in the Miami market in Florida. Do you think I should relinquish my real estate license?
No, I mean, you already have it, right? You can keep it right
Right.
now. Make sure you have a decent broker, but I think outside of that, I think you should be fine.
Well, my broker doesn't really know, and I don't want to tell him.
Okay. Well, when you have an assignment fee and the broker says, give me, half of it, what are you going to do?
Well, I had a $25,000 assignment fee back in November, and I didn't tell him anything. I don't know.
You can, but if he figures out, you just got to be careful with brokers. They're like your new little boss. So I'll just be careful with it.
All right. And one other thing I wanted to ask you, what do you think about the Miami market? I know it's a little bit of a tough one in the eyes of others experienced wholesalers.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the easiest market in the world, but if you're a hustler, you can definitely still make a ton of money doing it.
All right. Yeah, I started going driving for Uber on the weekends while I drive for dollars to cover gas.
Yeah.
So I think last week I racked up only 100 leads and stuff. And so another thing is that since I have a real estate license, I don't know how I can deal with foreclosures. Or is it
It's
the
a little
same?
different. I would call you have a law line, right? For the Florida realtors, just call them up. They'll tell you for
And,
free.
and tell them that I'm wholesaling?
No, say, hey,
No.
if I deal with a seller who's in a pre-foreclosure situation, do
Hmm.
I have to do anything differently?
Okay.
That's it. Law line, Florida
Right.
realtors. I mean, it's one benefit you get, right?
Yeah, yeah, it is. And we have an in-house lawyer at our brokerage.
I would call the law line, not the in-house broker, because the in-house broker is going to start tattling
Okay.
because they work
Well,
for the broker, not you.
right. Yeah. Yeah, I've gotten a good amount of driving for dollar leads, especially in my local area where I am. Um, what would be another good course of action to get leads here, as in paid lists? Because I'm
Reverse
already doing
dollars.
right.
You speak Spanish?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's pretty good then. Good, because it'd
Yeah,
be very tough in Miami not to.
yeah,
The
yeah.
only thing in Miami,
I had to fire my VA because of that. Because everybody was speaking Spanish. I was like, I'm just spending $4 an
bro,
hour for no reason.
dude, you can get Hispanic VAs.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah. Actually, my cousin, she knows Spanish and she lives. I'm Colombian. She lives in Colombia, so I'm waiting for her to set up her
yeah,
computer and everything so that I can hire her um for
and
that. But the VA that I had was from the Philippines.
dude, outside of like Spanish from Spain, no one in Miami is gonna even know the difference, really. I mean, everyone comes from everywhere, so
You're right. Yeah.
you're good, man. The only thing on there driving for dollars, which it's tougher in Miami because like I'd say 40% of the people are only going to speak Spanish, but there's also gonna be people that don't speak any Spanish. They're
Yeah.
drawing for reverse drawing for dollars can be a little more difficult because you can say it in Spanish or not. Um, that's the difficult part because some people are like, "What is that?" Honestly, I'd still write them all in English because I still think that you still have someone translate it.
Right.
They'll call their grandson. What does this say? Be good to go.
You're right. Yeah.
But reverse
Well,
drawing for dollars, pre foreclosures is a great one. I love the government lists. Um,
so
I think that
pre-foreclosures from PropStream?
from the government, you can go to the list pendants and then the notice of
Oh, okay.
default sections. You don't have
Right.
to pay. You get from PropStream, like that's the easiest way, but you don't have to pay for it if you don't want to.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't mind dropping a little bit of money a night.
I mean, whatever you want. I mean, you can
Right.
do it good for free. It's a lot more work, or you just pay for the data.
Yeah.
Miami's a
Yeah.
weird city where everyone's really proud of themselves. I think
Yeah.
you probably know that. And so
Yes,
people
it
are a
is.
lot less willing to open up about their struggles in Miami because everyone kind of has a facade. Saying that in the
Yep.
nicest way. I think you know what I mean.
Yes, I
Um,
do.
the average person in pre-foreclosure pretends like they're not in pre-foreclosure, but in Miami, it's like 10 times worse. And
It
I have
is.
family members that work for government offices in Miami. So like I know it even more. Um, People are a lot more weirder with that stuff. But I think if you reverse try for dollars, you make it nice. I think you'd be good, dude.
Okay. All right. And because I already pulled the utility lien lists, I've actually almost done cold calling. I only have about 390 contacts left on that. I got about 10 follow-ups and 6 warm leads that I'm still working on from just this past week alone. And what I wanted to ask is what other paid lists from PropStream that I can pull? I know you talk a lot about stacked lists. I don't know exactly what that means.
So I would say vacant properties is a really great one.
Hmm.
But vacant properties that are below probably 550, let's probably say 550 in Miami.
Yeah, yeah,
Vacant
that's the
properties
average.
at 550 with at least 50% equity. Those you're kind of
50%.
stacking them on top of each other. Single
Okay,
family properties.
okay.
Another thing in Miami I found really well with properties, I don't see many houses built after 2010 that are good for wholesaling. So I'd probably put those out, make sure they don't own more than 3 houses. I pretty standard stuff we have at freewholesaling.com. I think that'll probably be one of your best bets too.
I got you. Okay.
Yeah, man. There's plenty of
No,
properties to be going after, dude. And just don't do the city of Miami. Do all of Miami-Dade.
I'm doing Miami-Dade and Broward.
Beautiful, man.
That's good. That's good. Another thing, it's so hard to pull probates here in Miami. I've digged all around the Miami-Dade Clerk of the Court website, and the only way to look them is to look for them with specific uh, case numbers. I don't see a general search, and there's like a weird section in it where it's like where you can put cases between a certain dates, and when I do that, nothing comes up. I'm pretty sure I'm doing it wrong. Um,
Bro, you
and
get no sympathy points from me from Miami, dude. That's actually not even a hard one to do. Okay,
it's not.
bro, come on. It's Florida. This is all easy. Did you go in person?
No, because there's a couple courts that appear. I don't know which one to go. Do I just go to any of them? I live next to a courthouse, actually.
There's a main one. I know there's multiple courthouses, but there's usually a main one. Let me get you the address.
All right.
All right, go to the website.
Yeah. I actually accidentally pulled the fire damage list when I was looking for code violation.
73rd West Flagler Street.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
Boom.
West Flagler Street. Oh, okay. All right. Yep. I passed by this one a bunch of times.
Specifically, let's go here. If you go online, let me show you. They
Mhm.
have Miami-Dade has their own probate court because there's so many stinking old people everywhere in Florida. All right. Right here. This is all the stuff here, right? And so we go here, we see the probate court. They got all this information. There's probate forms, fees, and all these things. Read up on all this stuff just so you understand it.
Right.
But honestly, gotta go to the probate court section. They probably have it there.
Okay.
If you can't get the list, go all the way up to Luis over here and get the data. Boom.
All right, so just go in person.
Go in person, man. Simple as that.
That works. Yep. I had another thing that I wanted to ask you actually. Sorry, I had all my questions written down in Discord.
All right, get your butt out of bed. I'm not saying you're in bed, but I just do it because of the theme of the intro, and get to work, dude.
Yeah, I've been doing it all day. I've been trying to at least get 50 interactions per day.
That's it, dude. I love it. You already know what I'm going to say, man. The more sellers you get in front of, the better chance you get lucky to get a deal. So do it.
Yeah,
Andres, the reason why I'm going to give you a quick secret too, and obviously no one's watching this, so this is between you and me. There's this cat. He made $172,000 in 3 months, virtually wholesaling in South Carolina, and he only did Miami.
No way.
Yes way.
That's
the fact
good.
that you didn't even know that happened, which you didn't even watch the podcast I did. All right. Let me show you what the podcast was. I didn't believe him either. And I want you to understand this because you're a Miami guy. I think you can learn some stuff from this one.
Yeah, I've been living here for 15 years.
His name is David Odemchuk. David's probably watching this video. He's a good guy. David, right here. Let's see here. Let me copy it so everyone can watch it. David made $172,000 his first 3 months in Miami. Everyone's like, there's no way that happened. I said no way that happened in Miami. Guess what happened? When I released the video, this video got released 6 months ago. 6 months ago, I didn't believe him. So you know what I did?
What?
I told him, said, send me the HUDs. I don't believe you. There's no way. He said, yes way. He sent me $172,000 of HUDs. Wow. I was like, there's no way. I called up the title company and they confirmed it. Insane. Okay. It's true. He made $172,000. I looked up the entire thing. I literally didn't believe it. And he blew me away. And he went on the podcast. So figure out what he's doing on that podcast. I'd highly recommend you watch it and copy what he's doing, man. I'm telling you, he's a special case though. But I'm telling you, it's possible.
Yeah, I'm doing things. I after I got my first deal, I actually pressed the reset button on how I was doing things because I was only doing agent outreach, thinking that I could get more deals doing agents. And I, funny enough, I pulled a list off Fiverr for vacant properties in Miami, and I had my VA cold call it. We got one good lead from an old lady here in Pinecrest, like very close to my house. Her house, the houses surrounding it were worth 1.3, 1.4 million. She wanted the 1.4 million, even though her house was run down. I told her the only thing I could do is creative. I know a good amount about creative. So I structured plans. She liked them, and when we were gonna sign, I guess somebody else came up under me because she's like, no, no, this, and she actually confused me with somebody else. She's like, I know you and your brother. I went alone to go see her, so there's no such thing as me and my brother because I went alone.
Yeah.
And she's like, I have to make a decision. I'll make a decision. She texts me, listen, I'm not gonna do it, whatever. Uh, so I got lost on that one, and I was about to make like $25,000-$30,000 on an assignment because it was very good. We had $100,000 down payment. The property in that area was two buildings. Collectively, they were generating $8,000 in rent, and we were structured to give her $5,000 a month. And I already had a buyer for it
Did she
before
go with
that
the
came
cash
up.
offer?
No, her property is still under her name. I don't know what happened.
It's probably a subject to with a land contract, most likely.
Hmm.
I do that all the time.
But she owns it outright.
So it's probably still a land contract, maybe a lease option. Seller financing with a land contract.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Executable
actually,
whenever they want to do it.
I pass by it every so often.
You said you're
just to
good
see.
at creative finance. You should know that. It's probably under a land
Well,
contract. It's the smart way to do it in Florida.
well, I know how to do terms. I don't know the back end of it.
Yeah. So she could have probably. I mean, did you call her up and ask?
Every time I try calling her, it just goes straight to voicemail.
Call her on a different phone number.
I'll try
You
calling
can
her on
voice
my
it.
dialer.
That's it, man.
Right. She's an elder lady. She's like in her late 70s.
All right. Try it out.
Yeah,
You'll
I'll
be
try it out
surprised.
for sure. Yeah, to see if it comes back. Because I know she needed to sell it. She owns 3 houses and she's just tired of keeping them. Actually, 2 of them were vacant, and I was trying to get one of them to list it as a real estate agent.
All right. Try it out, man.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Zach.
All right.
I'll probably get back on next week and then tell you how
All right.
everything's
Watch
going.
that podcast, man. I'm telling you, it's worth it.
I'll watch it right after this.
All right. Have a good one.
Thank you, you too.
Awesome. All right. Next we got Jake.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah. What's up, man?
Not much. I'm back.
All right.
Talked to you last week. I got a little bit of advice from you, but I forgot a question that was actually really important on a house I'm working on that is in the middle of probate and foreclosure. The probate side is actually kind of getting figured out with the lawyer, but the foreclosure part is kind of the issue. He has 2 Medicaid liens taken out on him. One is worth more than the property. And we were trying to, okay, let me go back a little bit. The Medicaid liens are taken out through the parents who passed away. We're trying to get him to dispute those liens since they are technically in his names or in his name. The one issue he's having is that he shares the same name as his dad. And so that's kind of been an issue. But yeah, they're getting that worked out, but we're trying to figure out where we can help them out with the Medicaid liens. 2 different options we've kind of gone for is either one, contact Medicaid as a family friend, say, hey, we're looking to pay off a smaller amount of it, not the whole, it's like a $73,000 lien. We see if we can pay off like $15,000, and if they'll take that, close out the liens. And our first option is having him dispute.
Medicaid leads are rough, bro. I mean, that probably means that it was an older person who probably ran out of money or institutionalized to a point. And so the government's going to want their cash. So it's going to be very hard to dispute. I try to dispute it, dude. But a Medicaid lead's pretty rough stuff, man. He was probably in some probably nursing home for like 4 or 5 years, most likely. That stuff racks up. So that's going to take some time, dude. What state is this in again?
Kansas.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Have you called the title company and seen if they've dealt with this before? Or it's an attorney, right?
I have not called the title company, but I have been talking with the lawyer, the probate lawyer.
What did they say on that part, the Medicaid lien?
He honestly said that we'd probably need to take care of the mortgages before we even got to the Medicaid.
Yeah.
And then He said that we can go ahead and try either try to dispute first, and if that doesn't work, then try the family friend trying to help out, pay a little bit off, and see if they'll take that kind of and go with that. He didn't really give us much to work with.
There's not much. This is a tough one, dude. I would probably just dispute the Medicaid lien if you can.
Okay.
But it could be a tough one. They might take the house, dude.
Yeah.
Try to see what they're going to do. How much is the Medicaid lien for?
He has one for 11,000, another one for 73,000. We think at most the house is probably worth 70, maybe 80,000. So
yeah, I sincerely doubt they're going to dispute that off because that guy before he died probably racked up all those bills.
Yeah.
So, and he passed away, and then obviously they want the cash from it. So I don't see a way where it gets just forgiven, but let's try it out.
See where it goes. Yeah, I wasn't sure if there was another situation or another kind of route we could take with that or not.
Not with this one, man. The only type of things I've ever seen negotiated really down, like when there's like substantially big, are code violations. I have seen tax bills from the IRS be negotiated down, but not by like that much, like a decent amount. And they'll let you structure it in a nice way. Medicaid's a different one, man. So try it out, see what they can do. Have the guy try it.
Okay. And then this is kind of more of just kind of advice. But so I've contacted kind of the government in multiple different ways of trying to get either the code violation or the water shut off. And I just sent another email for the fire damage. I've got told no, like in person, got told no over the phone, got told no to email. And I've tried to email twice. I've had another friend call or email separately to try a whole nother way. We've tried to say we're doing it for research. We've tried to say we're just needing it for like no names. We kind of just want the address because they've been kind of worried about the names. Cannot get around trying to get any of these government lists. Do you have any?
Give me one government list and we'll deal with that first.
Either the water shut off, code violation.
Okay. Have you spoken to the manager of the water department?
I have not spoken to the manager.
Request a meeting.
Okay.
Probates. Request a meeting with the city attorney.
I can get the probates and I can get foreclosures. Those are two. Then divorce. I can get those two.
Code violation.
Yeah, code violations. Do what?
Get a meeting with the manager.
Okay.
Request it. Demand it. Okay. You'll be able to do it.
Okay.
And then from there, you break down your options. How do I get this list as a private tax-paying citizen? Okay. That's cool. It.
Easy enough.
And if not, I'm gonna have to take some more action. That's it.
Yeah.
Once you start talking to them, okay, this guy's not gonna stop. You'll do well. You got to speak to a manager, man. I'm telling you that the low-level people can just say whatever they want. They just don't want to deal with you. They don't want to do any extra work. Start speaking to a manager, and their job's at stake. If things don't go well, they'll give it to you.
Yeah, I've been trying to avoid the whole FOIA thing. I've been thinking about bringing it up, but I've been trying to avoid it.
Deal it with the manager at the last possible scenario.
Okay.
What if I did a FOIA request?
And just see where it goes.
Last case scenario, though.
Okay.
But do it, man.
Sounds good. I appreciate it. That's all I got for you right now.
All right, man. Keep it up, dude. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks.
Oh, awesome. So, guys, you know what to do. If you want to go out here and get rich in wholesale and real estate, the best possible way is to go talk to as many motivated sellers as possible. The more motivated sellers you talk to, the more amount of deals you're going to get. A lot of people say, I get lucky in this business. You get lucky the more marketing you do. It's kind of funny. It's like, I want to get lucky and lift, 200 pounds over my head. Well, if you work out every day, and you eat right, you get luckier to go do that, right? If you want to go out here and be really good at swimming, and if you swim every day, it's very easy to get really good at it. If you just talk to motivated sellers every single day and do the marketing you need to do, that will lead you to getting a bunch of wholesale and real estate deals and get rich. There's no secret. There's hard work, effort, The gurus ain't going to say it, but I'm going to say it. If you go out here and become a better man or woman than you were yesterday in wholesaling real estate, you got the education part by watching this. Go out here and start taking the action, and I'll lead you guys to results. Guys, I appreciate you guys watching this video. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and see you soon. This is Zach signing out. Have a blessed one.